Saturday's New England IPA, which I've called another Nipah, for reasons which some people will know. I might name it properly. I don't know whether I'm going to be that pretentious. Of course I'm going to be that pretentious. Anyway, we have built pressure into the Firmzilla. It's holding pressure really, really well, and it's doing its bit. It's fermentation-y bit. Yum. Right. I did another video about doing the Bohemian Pilsner. And at the end of that, I had a look at the 6 beers from the Craft Beer Channel Drink-along-a-thon, which actually I didn't manage to complete because I was pissed by halfway through. But anyway, so then I thought, you know how Facebook works? The algorithms, because you've expressed an interest in something on YouTube, Facebook obviously then knows about it. I got bombarded with ads from Flavourly for this £29.95 deal for 20 beers. So what did I do? I ordered it on a Wednesday. I got a message on Saturday from the couriers, Herpes as we called them, and saying we'll deliver between 7 and 8, 5 and 8, something like that. And then another email from Herpes at 1 in the afternoon saying we couldn't deliver, which is about normal for Herpes. They are not. They are second only to Yodel as far as I'm concerned. So -1 to Flavourly for using a shit courier. But these are the beers. Oh, by the way, magazine, you know, glossy, not bad. Reviews some beers, none of these. A little artisan snack, as they call it. Couple of glasses, they're all right. Again, pushing the branding. Got to be honest, not sure I'd nick them from a pub. So we got the 20 beers. Well, we didn't. We got 7 beers. 20 cans. Now it does say in there you might get 4 of the same of some of these beers. Well, we got 4 of the same of 3 of these beers. But let's go from left to right. We got 2 of this. Again, all of these apart from one are branded with their, you know, thing. So I don't know whether they just go to breweries and say brew us some stuff to flog online. You know, it's a 5% pale. Levitate. I haven't had a look actually to see whether it's on Untapped. So we've got 2 of those. We've got 2 from this Loch Lomond, which doesn't seem too bad. Strange Days, West Coast IPA, again sessionable, 4.5%. We've got another one. Oops, sorry. I was almost videoing my groin then. We have Loch Lomond, a different class, which just says it's a pale ale. It's alright, it's a daytime drinker, 4%. So we've got 4 of those. So I hope I like it. Then from Fourpure, who are you know, a fairly well established. So obviously they've done the, you know, collaboration thing with Flavourly. So this is what they're calling a small pale. It will be all right, from Fourpure. Inspired by adventure, brewed and canned in London. Well, you can't have everything, I suppose. Yeah. Not overly boozy. That's what I would call low alcohol, 2.5%. So we've got 4 of those. Beautiful. 2.5%. And then also from the same brewery we've got Monument Valley Tangerine Pale, which I'm going to guess is going to be a take on the Clockwork Tangerine from 4% out from BREW. A citrus pale, 4%. It's not bad. Finally, from the same brewery, we have Giza Session IPA. And again, 4.2. So none of these really particularly heavyweight. But finally, and almost immediately recognisable as Magic Rock, we've got Salty Kiss, which is their Gooseberry Goes, which I've had before, and it's all right. As far as it goes, I'm a fan. I have to be completely open about this. Huddersfield is where most of Charlotte's family comes from, and this is the Huddersfield Brewery, and we had a smashing little visit up there where I nicked a couple of their glasses, but I have bought a t-shirt, so as far as I'm concerned, you know, I've earned it. 4.1, it's all right as far as sours go. A gooseberry sour. So there we have it. A bit disappointing, only 7. I'd have liked a little bit more variety, because if I'm going out I want to get 4 on this and 4 of that. You know, regardless of the magazine, it's not something I'd buy. Artisan snacks, not something I'd buy. Glasses, might, don't know, if I was really pissed, nick one from a pub, but otherwise no. So that's $29.95. Let's show you what, if you want to get sort of like 5 lots of 4, let's show you what you could get from nice Mr. Tesco. Now, why am I showing you these? Because nice Mr. Tesco does, you can get 4 cans for £6 or 2 packets for 9. So if we look at this, we've got £9, £9, £6. So for £25, in fact I wouldn't, because I'd actually buy another lot and I'd pay £27 and get 4 more on the end here. That's some of the malts over there. We're running out of Pilsner malt, by the way. Anybody who's got any Pilsner malt? Sorry. So that's what you could get. And these are blinding. Obviously Punk IPA, Clockwork Tangerine, all of the BrewDog stuff, fantastic. But the real cherry on the cake, for £9 you can get 8 cans of Vocation Life and Death, which is quite possibly one of the world's best commercially available beers in bulk. Not, I will tell you, anywhere near as good as our friends in the brewery of St Mars in the Desert, but bloody good nonetheless. In fact, if you're going to spend £27 to get that amount of beer from Tesco's, this is what you could get in Life and Death. Just to put it into context, that's £27 worth from Tesco's, from Vocation in Tesco's, or obviously I could just drink some of my own stuff. But as I said, that is possibly one of the world's best. Commercially, that's not lined up properly. That bastard isn't lined up properly. That's really going to fuck around with my OCD now. But that's what you could get in Tesco's. And I do quite like that, as most people know. If I look in the recycling thing, the majority in there are Vocation. There's about 4 months worth in there, by the way. And I took these out of that. Because I don't buy. I rarely buy beer these days. I've got to that stage where, and I hope it doesn't sound too conceited, I prefer my own stuff. Yeah. But I do like to experiment. And because I like to experiment, I would probably have to say this isn't the worst deal. So Flavourly, 30 quid, all bar 5p. You get a couple of glasses, magazine, artisan snack, and these cans. What I'll do next is, I think I need, because there's 7 here, I think I'll do little short tastings of each of them. Well, I won't do the Magic Rock, because I think everybody knows that I like Magic Rock. So I'll do those 6 over the next couple of days and tell you what I think. Until then, I'll just cut here then, shall I? And all that video editing thing I've got to do now, and pretend I know what I'm doing. I'll just zoom in on that, because I think that's a beautiful sight. A wall of life and death, and I'm really pissed off about that one. There. Because it's not lined up properly. Actually, there's a couple that aren't really lined up. Right, cut. Here's the first of the bunch. We're going for the Loch Lomond, what they're calling the West Coast IPA. Strange Days, 4.5, I think, 4.5, and it's all right. What can you say? Simcoe, Columbus, all right. Not my favourite hops, but they're okay. It's saying grapefruit, tropical flavour, pine and citrus aroma. Unfortunately, the head lasted all of about 3 or 4 minutes, but colour's not bad. It's what you'd expect really from a New England IPA, I suppose, but it hasn't got the thickness of the head. Let's give it a slurp. It's very dry, quite fresh. It's not as full as I would have kind of like expected it to be. It's alright, I'm getting the citrusy bits. It's also got, I don't know, a bit of a nutty, a dull sort of like nutty aftertaste. It's not unpleasant. No, I think that's alright. Would I buy it in a pub? Yes, I would. Would I go back for a second? Probably not, I don't know. It's alright. Yeah. Okay, so the first one from my Flavourly box. It's okay. Don't know anything about Loch Lomond. There's a couple in that delivery from Loch Lomond, so it'd be interesting to see whether they're consistent. It's an okay beer. It's not remarkable, it's not outstanding, but again, it's not unpalatable. Yeah, it's nice enough. Okay, next. Second from the Flavourly delivery. This is the Levitate Pale Ale 5%, which I think is the strongest from the batch. By the Horns Brewing Company. A little bit on there about it for you. Right. Curious and brave. Yeah, right. Let's see. 5% Pale Ale. Not a bad colour. Not unclear, but yeah, I think the vogue these days is for kind of like that unfiltered look. Head disappeared almost immediately, which again, disappointing, because I do like a little head. Let's have a taste. It's definitely hoppy. It's heavily hoppy. It's got that slight harsh bitterness from overly dry hopping. I don't know if you know what I mean by that. I don't know if I know what I mean by that. Come on, I'm not BJCP or Cicerone or anything like that. It's bitter, it's sharp, it's all right. Can't really knock that, but it's more a beery IPA. Let's just see what it says on the back of the tin. Doesn't mention the hops. It's one of these. Yeah, look, it's all right. I'll have to say, it's all right. If you ignore the hype and the fact that it's just, you know, it's one of these brewed exclusively for the Flavourly thing. That's all right. But what do I make of this? Where it says this is a crowdsourcing collaboration. I don't really know what that means. It's almost like, my theory at the moment is that people use the term collaboration fairly disposably. It's just putting different names together. So when you've got like St Mars of the Desert do a collaboration with Cloudwater, it's not really like a proper collaboration. It's just that Dan and Martha will go over to Cloudwater for a day and muck about a bit, and then they'll get some cans and a keg from the finished result, which I don't know whether it's not really what I'd call a collaboration. And the other thing is crowdsourcing. We've got crowdfunding and I don't know, but it's all right. It's okay. Colour's nice. Tastes right. Yeah, it's a beery IPA. It's heavily hopped, beery IPA. But it's all right. 5%. I'm not going to grumble at it. So we're 2 down, 2 out of 7. I'm not going to do them all tonight. No bleeding way. Number 3 from the Flavourly delivery, and this is different class, and it's again Loch Lomond. That's the second one from Loch Lomond then. Only 4%, so we shall see. What's interesting about this one is it's got the 2 hops are Eldorado and Equinox, which I think Equinox was the one that was called Equinox, and then there was a copyright or a trademark dispute, and so they had to change the name. Anyway, it says papaya and mango aroma, tropical fruit flavour. Right. Disappointingly, again, the head has not lasted. It has a nice colour, but no head. I really do like head, but it's okay. What's it taste like then? It doesn't have well, it has, it's got a reasonably nice aftertaste. I can see now where they get the papaya and mango, but it's not an aroma, it's an aftertaste. That's not bad, actually. That's all right. It is tropical, but in a different way. Yes, that's not unpleasant at all. for 4%. Do you know? I'm not displeased with that. It is a nice presentation and interpretation of a pale. It's not got a bad colour. It's not orange juice, but it's not bad. The only real issue I would have is about the head. There's no head. Even swirling it around, I'm not able to create. But it's a nice brew. Yeah, okay, Loch Lomond. Different class, pale ale. Yeah, I like that. Now, this was a surprise. For a start, it's probably the clearest of the hops tonight. Of the beers tonight. It's only one with fourth, can't you? And it's got a really nice on the nose. It's very dry, very hoppy, very nice. 4 and a bit percent, I think. Hang on. 4.2%. That's the thing, you see, most of these now, I have to say, they're not overly strong, they're sessionable, but they're all right. I would class this, it's not really an American IPA. It has, what makes it an American IPA is it's massively dry hopped, but no, it's all right. Yeah, not displeased with that. It does leave that rather dry, tart feeling in the mouth afterwards, but it's not badly done. Yes, all in all, pretty fair. Bloody hell. You know you're getting old when you can't open a ring pull. This is the Fourpure Monument Valley Tangerine Pale. My guess is that this is going to be something similar to Clockwork Tangerine. And I'm pouring it like this to try and get some head on it, because this series hasn't been too bad, but they are very much devoid of head. I'm not going to do my old tired comment about liking a lot of head. Right, Citrus Pale. It's 4%, this. They don't give much away, do they? Okay. Okay. Let's see. What do we think? Oh, hang on. First, I better take a photo of it, hadn't I? Photo done. Front tapped. That's quite a nice colour. Quite clear. It's losing its head quite quickly. It's not the thickest of head. And I've got flicker. Bollocks! Flicker. Let the camera reset. Oh, fuck off, camera. Sorry, I'm getting flicker. I'm going to have to go somewhere else and finish this video. Not sure what's going on. Wherever I go at the moment, I'm getting flickering lights. So, sorry. I'll be quick. What's this taste like? Alright, it's not Clockwork Tangerine, but that's really nice. It's not massively dry on the outtake. It's beautifully citrusy, quite bittery, almost sour, but not quite. And it's got that slightly sour edge to it. But yeah, wow. I would not write that off. What do you think, Delilah? Delilah likes it. I'm sorry about the flickering lights. If the lights in the kitchen are any better. Not massively, but yeah, I'm okay with that, apart from gonna have to mark it down. I don't know what it is with these. None of them has given me any decent head, but yeah, I think I'd rate that. I'm gonna give that a decent-ish score on Untapped. And now, and even here, right, I think this is going to be it for me tonight, if I'm honest. But overall, I'm not displeased with these. It occurred to me that I really, if I'm going to do a proper review, should do a review of the artisan snack. Howdy, just so you know, we're a delicious, gluten-free, fantastic, vegan, brilliant, smoky, premium, crunchy corn snack. Not at all pretentious there. P.S. We're crunchy, we're delicious. Smoked barbecue, love corn. Here we go. So this is artisan snack. And just, you know, it's not the biggest packet of crisps ever, but it was all chucked in. This is your really valuable barbecue, blah, 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 blah. That's the thing. Corn, paprika. Yeah. Okay, do you know what? Let's see. Right. Because I'm not a professional filmmaker and I've only got one hand because the other one's holding my phone, which is the camera, I'm just going to have to open this and then come back. Here we go. Strange looking things, but not unappetising. Well, definitely crunchy and definitely smoky. You know what? They're not bad. Probably not the best pairing with a tangerine. But yeah, they're alright. There are certain times in my past where I'd have eaten a box of those at this time of night after having smoked a exotic cigarette or two. These days, this is my exotics. Yeah, not bad. You know what? Flavourly, bit ambivalent, but not disappointed. Which I think, you know, for me, that's good. There's two more, I think, two more to try. That'll have to be tomorrow now, boys and girls, because otherwise I'm just going to be slaughtered. Day 2 of the Flavourly test, and this is the Yosemite. It says small pail. There's probably a reason for that. Let's see if we can get some head on this. And this is, I think, 2.5%. Have a look. 2.5%. So I guess we'll see. Again, not a great deal of information apart from, oh, actually no, they've mentioned on here Simcoe. Not my favourite hop, has to be said, but it's got head, it's got a fair nice bit of colour. Let's see if I can get some. Oh yes, look at that. Alright, that's not bad. Look at this for an evening over at Canal. How lovely is that? Wow. But you're not interested in that. You're interested in this. Actually, so am I. 2.5% Simcoe Pale. It's not bad on the nose. Smells like beer. That's not bad, considering low stroke, no alcohol beers are basically hop flavoured water. This is very, very agreeable hop flavoured water. And at 2.5%, it's the sort of thing you can drink in the afternoon while doing your little bits of work around a boatyard or something, and not have to worry too much. It's not got an unpleasant aftertaste. It's actually quite sweet, quite mellow. I do not disapprove of that, which is just as well, because it's one of the ones that had 4 cans in it. Oh, there's a group of idiots coming along the towpath now. So, time to go in, I think. Oh, excuse me. Back inside, and that is definitely growing on me, I have to say. I've left the empty can downstairs, but Yosemite, I think that was called, and that is a lovely little drink. Like I said, bloody good job, because it's one of the ones that they sent 4 of. This is their magazine, and there's actually a few interesting articles in here. It's not what I was expecting, you know, that normal kind of like slightly male focused, you know, loads of things about our beers and things. It's slightly more balanced and intellectual, and has a female focus, which is nice. I wouldn't buy this, obviously, but it's one of those things that, you know, often comes with a subscription or a trade type mag. It's okay. It doesn't feature any of the beers that they've sent out with this pack, but came with it. What about the glasses? I was probably a little bit disparaging of these yesterday. They're not bad. They're not your best crystal or whatever, but they're free. They're the sort of ones that you'd get in a slightly more upmarket tap room, or, you know, one of these places that calls themselves a craft beer bar or whatever. They're all right. Can't really turn down a couple of free glasses. Right, so the last beer. Oh, by the way, this is me getting ready to do the hard plumbing in of the brewery. Yeah. Right, last beer. Last of the bunch is another local brewery for me, really. Huddersfield, local enough. And this is the Magic Rock, which was nice to see in a mixed selection of beers. The Salty Kiss gooseberry goes. Lightly sour, fruity and refreshing. Now, I've actually had this before, and that's a bit effervescent, isn't it? There's me complaining about not getting enough head. Let's come back when that's settled a little bit, shall we? It's not going to be a lasting head, and I've left a little bit in there because it says pour carefully, may contain sediment. As I said, I've had this before, it's all right, but let's see what it's like out of a Flavourly delivery can. It's all right, but then I like Magic Rock. I think Magic Rock are one of the truly outstanding. They're up there with Vocation, really, but they haven't quite got. I mean, Cannonball Run's all right, but it's not a patch on Life and Death from Vocation. But you know what? To find this in a little mixed bag of beers, mixed box of beers, I should say, really, is yeah, that's all right. I'm quite pleased with that. So what do I think? Oh, what do I think? Flavourly. There are 7 beers. There's 3 lots of 4, and then some of 2 cans each. I would have liked to have seen slightly more variety, both in terms of you know, not having so many 4-packs. If I want 4-packs, I'd have gone out and got these from Tesco's. Or if I really wanted to spend £3 less, I'd have got this lot from Tesco's. Now, having said that, Flavourly, not a bad selection, provided you're okay with pales. I am. They are my current favourite. If you're more into your darks or your stouts or your lagers, you would not necessarily have liked this particular collection. But it's okay. Would I buy another box from Flavourly? Maybe. I'm choosing to think, and this is my choice now, I'm choosing to think they just got, because of the lockdown and COVID-19, they just got totally overwhelmed with orders and threw cases together because they wanted to fulfill the orders. That was what it was. It would have been nice to have 10 different beers. It would have been better, obviously, to have 20 different beers. That would have been fantastic. Had that happened, I would probably have then gone back to them to buy more of those beers if I like them. As it is, it's a bit of a lottery, and I'm not sure. Is it good value? Well, compared to these, and especially compared to these, not necessarily. But it wasn't a waste of money either. I'd have to say, if you've got £30 to spare, which I rarely have, it's probably worth a punt. They weren't bad beers, they weren't exceptional, but then they weren't bad. And I think, as a part of a boredom breaker for the lock-in, if only for novelty value alone, it's probably worth doing. But I'm not sure whether I'll be doing it again. Unless, obviously, they want to convince me otherwise. Full disclosure, I bought this. I've got no connection with Flavourly. I've never even really known of them much before. If I hadn't bought those beers from the Craft Beer channel for their drink along-a-thon, I probably wouldn't have bought any online beers. But yeah, full disclosure, I bought these, no incentives, completely independent and worthless review. If this has been interesting, please consider subscribing to the channel. And I hope that's been helpful. Flavourly, yeah, mixed feelings, but not bad feelings. But get a better courier, please. That's it, boys and girls. Hope you enjoyed this. Till next time, drink responsibly. Who am I kidding? What a stupid